Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Toby and this is Driven Intent. Today, behind me, I have a 2021 Chevrolet Corvette 3LT. In this beautiful white, with the black wheels, red brake calipers, and then more goodies in this car. I'm gonna take a review of this car, exterior, the interior, the driving dynamics. Let's get on with the video, shall we? This is right here. It's going to be the 2021 Corvette C8, and it's finished in this beautiful white with the black accents. This model, this particular car has 1,000 miles, like 1,100 miles. It's a trade-in, but I'm going to take a look at the interior, the exterior, and look at the packages and how much it's selling for. If you guys are in the area in Plano, this unit is for sale currently. But just going around the C8, it's my first C8 I've ever driven since they came out. Better late than never, you know, making a video about the Corvette. Also, it provides diversity in my channel. I've been doing a lot of Audis lately and Lamborghinis, but I want to include this. I do like the quad tailpipes over here, and they're all square shaped. It fits the whole design of the car, the sharp lines, the flared wheel arches on the back 3/4, you know, the LED tail lights. Overall, the proportions and the angles and the lines goes very well with the mid-engine design. Just looking at this car from this angle, I could see some Ferrari type features, like the 458. It's not a bad thing though. And then also, you can tell, you know, Chevy worked on this. You can tell it's a Chevy and Corvette. It has their trait just by looking at it. And when you come to the front, it's one of my favorite view of this car, the front and the headlights, how it ties in the Stingray look and the lines in the front. And you go a little bit lower, you have your cameras on the left. So you have two cameras for the bumper, so you don't curb your bumper when you park in this car. This car is relatively low. It's a sports car, supercar, mid-engine, so that's one of its characteristics. I'm gonna go over the window sticker right here. This is used unit 2021 to 3LT, so this is spec'd out. I believe MSRP, these brand new, they go for around $85,000 to $90,000. You know, pushing $100,000 just brand new. And the fact that this is a used model, the used car market is like pretty hot right now. This is like $107,000. So this appreciated in value, and they have been since they came out before, you know, cars and shortages, new cars. I'm gonna take you guys in the interior. I'm gonna start with the passenger side. I love the door sills right here. It says Stingray. It's just bright metal work, polished. That's a nice sound to it. Overall, the interior, just by opening the door, this is actual Napa, fine Napa leather. It's not my preference of interior choice of color, but if it floats your boat, it looks nice. The build quality is there, like just, it's soft. You have carbon fiber inserts, accents, your Bose performance audio system integrated nicely into the door card. Memory for passengers, 2-stage memory for passengers, or a passenger, because can only sit 2 people. Moving along into the interior, I love the dashboard. It's intuitive, a new design, it's unique. Just from this angle, reminds me of the C7, because the C7 has a little sweeping design. Nice to see that continuation, or continuity rather, of the interior design from the C7 now to C8. You know, of course, this one is a mid-engine, but the air vent is one of my favorite features of the interior. How it's just nicely, like, you know, it's very German-like characteristics, how it's designed like that. I do like that a lot. And some bright metal works over here. Overall, the contrast in the C8 from this trim, the 3LT, has good contrast. It's not overdone. There's metal right where there needs to be metal. There's carbon fiber where there needs to be carbon fiber, and that's about it. It's just plain simple, but yet sophisticated in design and choices of materials. I'm gonna turn you guys over to the seat. I like the embossed or stamped leather, the Corvette. Integrated into the seat as well, your carbon fiber. This seat is very comfortable. I can tell you that and verify that. It's comfortable, it fits you nicely. You know, it holds you in place in taking corners, and overall, it's a good place to be as a passenger. And you can't forget, it is automatically adjustable, slide front back, power adjustable rather. And in case you can't get out and you stuck, the battery's dead, there's a little manual release right there for the door. Just the FYI, because I have been stuck in a Corvette before at my old job, and it was a C6. I was panicking. I didn't know how to get out. But I figured it out. But in case your battery dies, this is how you can get out from the Corvette manually, because the doors over here is push button release, electronically controlled. So I'm gonna take you guys to the passenger side and then show you the front and the engine. How about a quick startup for you guys, because it is hot. But look at the dashboard, the gauge cluster. I like the double screens, how it's, you know, driver focused. That's really good. Yes, I'm holding a towel. It is hot. But anyways, moving along, I love the, I want to call it square shaped steering wheel. Again, push button to start. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. All right, I'm gonna close this up for a little bit. Woo! All right, guys, it is hot, hot, hot. I do like the instrument gauge cluster. You guys want to call it the LCD, all, you know, no analogs, all digital. It goes with the theme of this car, with the flow, with its current technology. You know, this car can have in comparison with its rivals, Ferrari and Lamborghinis. So nice to know Chevy's staying up to date in that regards. So a brief recap, or brief look in and dive into this briefly for the panel right here, the screen. When you rotate this dial right here, when you rotate it, this is where you have the drive mode. I like how it's like a mouse wheel, but to me, it looks good. But I like to, you know, I would prefer this not being there so I can see the knob, but I can get to see how, when they designed it, it's tactical. But you turn to the left, you have different drive modes. You have a custom mode, and the whole screen changes too, by the way, when you have that in custom mode. Like each mode you toggle through, it changes. So we're in touring mode right now. We'll go to sport and track. And this has the optional heads-up display. I like this. When you're talking through the screen, the different drive modes, the screen over here also changes. So I'm gonna show you guys one more time. See, steering tells you in tour mode. The engine sounds also changes too. See, I love that. It's good. Overall, it's the user-friendly interface, the incorporation of the two screens, and this one is touchscreen as well. If you guys ever had any Chevys, Cadillacs as of 2018 and above, you know, it's similar layout, even the trucks and whatnot. So this is not new to you. It's very friendly atmosphere. If you ever owned a Chevy, when they started having LCDs and backup cameras and whatnot. And the steering wheel also gonna be my favorite piece. It's a D-shaped, well, not D-shaped, it's a square shaped rather. I love, it's new. At least it doesn't look like a Tesla where this part is missing. That is gonna be a trip. But overall, the steering wheel looks good. It's not too big or too small, just the right size. And your 993 grips feels good. The metal right here on the shifters, I like that a lot. You know, it has a nice click to it. Also, you have heated steering wheels, voice command, telephone volume. You pull it like this to adjust the volume, audio volume, pull it towards you, and your navigation and or favorite custom buttons. You pull this towards you as well. Overall, the interior contrast on the dashboard to the black carbon fiber and metal accents ties overall the interior very well, and I love that about this car. Moving along, you have your this car also has moving along. This is a convertible or drop top, how you're gonna call it. It's manually adjustable or manual release. You pull this lever right here. I believe it's a 2-person job. You can do it by yourself, but you don't want to do it by yourself and drop this, this part and scratch and damage it because it's expensive to repair or fix. So 2-person job. Pull the lights right here, one here, one there, and the third one is right here. After that, you put in the front trunk or frunk, and then easily it takes about 2 minutes or so, reasonable amount of time. Of course, when it's raining, it takes longer. Down below, you have your 2 cup holders, little baby cup holders. They can't fit your 32-ounce McDonald's drinks. Sorry, guys, but it's there nonetheless. Over here is your climate control zones or climate controls. You have your fan speed right here. I do find it funny how you can do it on here, also on the screen. I mean, why? But also I appreciate that they have that in case there are people out there that prefer both or rather do it up here than over here. But this is for the passenger because the passenger sits right here. This is all the passenger gets. It's kind of rude, but it is what it is. You get all this cool feature as a driver, and passenger only get nice interior, and maybe they get to control the climate controls if they're nice enough for that day. Moving along, I love the shifter right here. Shifted by wire, obviously it's electronically controlled. I'm gonna go to manual, just push the manual right here. It's not bad and it's not great. I feel like they could have done a better job at incorporating this, but it works. Toggle switch for reverse right here reminds me of a Lamborghini, and neutrals in the middle, park, it works. So I'm gonna give Chevy, I'm gonna let them slide with that. More carbon fiber right here, and a little cubby right here. You have your traction control. This is to lift your front end of the car, your lifts. That way you're going through, a tight city spots or your garage, your driveway, you can lift the front end of this car. And this is for the front camera. And I believe this has the PDR options, meaning when you're on a racetrack, you can record yourself with the cameras on board the car and, check your lap times and see how you're driving, little make corrective actions if you're a professional race car driver, or you just want to have fun on a track day and you want to see how you performed. That's helpful with that PDR. More carbon fiber right here on the dashboard. I love this look right here. It just looks so alien. Like it's nice to look at. It's good. It's good feeling, good atmosphere, and it works. So, and now I'm gonna show you guys the engine, which is behind me, and we're gonna go on a test drive. So now we're gonna open look at that. There's some storage right here. for the boot space, you want to call it. However, this is the piece I wanted to look at. The mid-engine Corvette, V8, carbon fiber options in the engine bay. It's nice, it looks good. It's really hot right now, but you can feel that V8 rumble. That's the intake right there. It's very unusual if you grew up, on Corvettes from the C5, C6 all the way to C8, or even the older models. It hits differently when you experience a mid-engine car, especially when it's a Corvette and it's American made. You see the headers right here. It's compact, a small engine, but it makes a lot of power, and everybody's gonna be in for a shock or a treat whenever the Z06 comes out with a supercharger mid-engine Corvette. That is gonna be a roller coaster of emotions. But right now, we're not gonna test drive. I'm see how the car handles and give you my overall opinion. I do like the glass over here though. When you drive in this car, you can hear more of the engine noise. I do love that. That's also a feature of having the mid-engine supercar. And the gas struts hold us in place. But one more last view of the engine bay. It looks good. And right here is going to be a Mobil 1 engine oil cover. Tells you what oil it needs exactly. Oh, good to know. Alright guys, let's go on a test drive. I'm just gonna go and just start in sport mode, rather track mode, in the 2021 C8 Corvette 3LT. I love when you get into this car. It has the animation. It's a cool little animation. I was trying to get that on camera, but it just does it whenever it wants to. But I like that. It's just cool. Just from that V8, guys, that naturally aspirated V8, pushing well over 450 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. This thing lost its rev, like almost like a higher revving V8, like you have in your German competitors, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Porsches. This one loves to rev, and almost like a flat plane crank V8 from Ford. Different categories of cars, but you get my point. I love that this engine is responsive, especially in track mode, and there's a ticking noise. I'm not sure if this something with the car or that's how the C8 Corvette, has been or is. If you daily drive a C8 Corvette, if you own one, let me know down in the comment section what you think it is. Like the thing is, it's a used car trade in with just over 1,100 miles on the clock, and it drives like brand new. It smells like brand new. Obviously, previous owners sold this car, and because this cars have been appreciated in value, you to get a profit from that. So back to the video. I love the interior, the Bose audio, sound system. It has a good bass to it all around. Visibility is awesome, and there's a rear view camera for my rear view mirror. It's kind of trippy for some people. If you guys are new in the GM ecosystem, GM is famous for their rear view mirror being digital. So it's a camera somewhere housed on the outside of the car to simulate or mimic a normal rear view mirror. You can't put a normal rear view mirror in this car because the mid-engine visibility is blocked. You can still see through it when you turn around, but how many times you want to be doing that, changing lanes, going like 80 miles an hour on the highway? It's not practical, right? You're gonna get in a wreck. That being said, it's kind of trippy, but it works well. Oh, boys. This car loves to rev. It loves power. It just wants to be let free, broken loose, and mind you, I'm in track mode. Everything is stiffened up. The ride quality is stiffened up, but to me, it's not beating me up. It's manageable. Of course, you can there's a few scrolls up the dial, you turn counterclockwise, you're back in track or normal mode, and just be in your daily commute, traffic, whatever whatever floats your boat, and you feel comfortable in that regards. The steering wheel is great. Some people might not be your taste to your liking, but for me as an enthusiast, I appreciate that. It's practical, very ergonomical and tactical. And then again, this part of that steering wheel, I can see the gauge cluster, the screen, very vividly. You know, my view is not obscured. And ahead of me, I have the head-up display up front. I can see my speedo. You know, I can see the rev when I'm in track mode. Overall, all the technology I need in this car, it's there. I'm using that. I love how it's driver-centric or driver-focused, where I can see who's, you know, I'm very aware of driving, but yet my controls that I need to operate this car spiritedly or normally, it's easily accessible, including the transmission selector. I have a little pet peeve with that, but it is what it is. I think it'll be designed better. Obviously, it's not a knob, so I do appreciate GM for doing that and not going the rotary, you know, like everybody else is doing. I love how I'm comfortable. It's quiet when you want to be. You know, you can hear the fans going on. Obviously, I have the AC on so far, and on the front, there's 2 more fans that extract hot air from the engine. And all the vents on this car is functional. This feeds air. It's cooled the engine. And this in the front, there's also a fan right here. Just all for cooling. You gotta cool the car somehow. There are 2 fans right here. You can hear them. You would think this is a front engine car, but you have an intercooler right here. A radiator, excuse me, so it's not turbocharged. Just to cool the car. 1 fan over here, 1 fan over here. This car, especially this engine and platform, generates a lot of heat. Just wait until the Z06 comes out with a supercharged bolt onto that. Then that car gonna have like at least 20 radiators or something just to cool that beastly engine. Just driving through Plano right here, I love how I'm not, you know, stressed out by, oh, what's going on around me, because I just have enough visibility. It's open. I'm low to the ground. I'm more focused, and it might be trippy for you in a Corvette because it's so low to the ground and how wide it is for people that haven't owned one before, driven one. After a few miles under your belt, you just pick it up like that easily. Yeah, there's little nuances over here and there you want to learn, but with time and patience, you get it right. And as far as MPG, don't even think about that. If you get in a car like this, what's the point of it? Think about MPG. Or you're gonna experience between mid cities, like combined 20, 25, depending on how heavy your foot is upon acceleration. Speaking of heavy footed, but you get my point though. I had a little wheel spin from like 1st to 3rd gear. This car was on a dig for traction. On the other note, although this car is rear-wheel drive only, it's mid-engine. This thing hooks up nicely compared to just the front engine mounted rear-wheel drive cars, because the weight is the center of gravity. You know, the weight is evenly distributed, so this car can hook up, you know, 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds and keep going to quarter mile, you know, having impressive numbers. So that's one thing that Chevy did very well. This is a good thing for Chevy to build up on. It's a new area, territory that Chevy is exploring as far as mid-engine build goes. And I'm glad they brought this in the Corvette that everyone loves so much. This car has history, and the history shows. It's flat out. Yeah, this car is no slouch. It means business when it must go fast, guys. It's not a slouch. That's gonna be it, guys, for this review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's been a month since I made a video, but I have a lot going on personally. You know, trying to get into a new career, just life in general, if y'all can understand. But anyways, I'm just glad I'm able to bring you guys a different video, a different car as opposed to just Audis, for you guys to enjoy. I had fun reviewing this car and reviewing it, talk about it, let you know my thoughts and opinion. Hopefully you find this video entertaining. That being said, don't forget to annihilate the like button for no freaking reason. share this video, and pull on the bell icon so you guys notified when I make a new video. It's been fun, guys. Till next time, peace out and stay tuned.